Alright, so in this video I wanted to, or short maybe, we'll see how it ends up. I wanted to talk about my problems with two communities, the pill community or communities and the antinatalist community. Now, I want to talk about the pill community first, and I do have to self-censor here because you guys know how YouTube is, but I think you guys know exactly what community I'm talking about. Um, and that is like, I mean, obviously I can't mention it, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? And basically, I want to talk about this because I used to use the term in a different context. I used to use it as a term for like a way to view reality, right? But it was attracting the wrong people, and I didn't realize that it literally like literally all they talk about in there is just women, and maybe some like anti-natalist talking points here and there. But like the main thing they talk about is women, and that's not something I care about at all. And not it's not that they talk about that. That's the problem itself. It's literally all they talk about, and they get into their head all the time. It's all they think about. Like, oh, give up because you can't get women. And it's like, I may be listening. I used to listen to a lot of those social commentaries, right? And then I'll just hear, oh, if you don't get women, give up. I'm like, oh man, why do you talk about women? The video was so good. And you just had to mention, you just had to mention these things and your desires and stuff. And it's just like, there's no desire to move beyond it, right? It's just an echo chamber of negativity and just not moving forward anywhere, and it's just annoying. Now, another community that I want to talk about, right? And actually, before I end this off, there was actually a guy who, because I don't call them pill content or pill videos anymore. I call them social commentaries because that's what they are, right? I'm not there for the women. I'm there for the rants about society and life a lot of the time, right? But well, I used to be anyway. I don't watch that stuff anymore. But I there was a guy who saved Trueform's links. Sorry, not a lot of the creators. He saved a lot of those videos, right? Social commentaries and stuff. But instead of saving like even like anti-natalist content or other type of content like that, like literally all they save is just the stuff about women. Even the videos. I mean, there was another guy who was saving that kind of stuff as well. But like literally, when you ask them for like the good stuff, like the social commentaries, the rants about society, the rants about life, stuff like that, right? They didn't save them. They just saved the rants about women, and I'm like, why are you doing that, right? I made a post about this a couple of months ago. Even I was like, you're literally, just like you're digging for gold, right? And you throw the gold away and you just hoard the dirt, and it's like just the same thing over and over again, right? Now, another community I want to talk, and here's the thing, right? When it comes to this, can't you just use your right hand and the desire goes away? Because, like, again, I can't relate to these people, but I can kind of understand where they're coming from because the desires of this life are so overpowering. But still, anyway, I mean, I don't think that that's something that people should focus on, especially these lot. I think they should focus on other things. But anyway, I mean, there a lot of them just. I mean, I've said that they can't be helped. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. Um, and again, it's not literally all they talk about. Some of them may talk about things like antinatalism, and a lot of them do rant about society and how it's a scam and stuff. And that's the stuff that's good and interesting and useful, but they're not moving forward to anything. And that's the same thing with the antinatalist community. Now, I used to watch a lot of antinatalist content creators like what was his name? The Prison Called Life. I used to watch some of Life is Overrated 96, not a lot, but I used to watch Mark the Antinatalist as well. He had a lot of good content. Um, but I don't watch these people anymore because literally all they like it's like the main point has gotten across after like the first, I don't know, 10 or 20 videos, right? Um, and sure they can do side things, but they need to move forward to something else because after a while it just turns into an echo chamber of negativity and just repeating the same thing. And it's kind of like, if you've acknowledged that this world is evil, right, are you gonna just talk about how are you just gonna keep going in the same cycle talking about, oh, this life sucks, oh, you can't escape or you can escape or whatever. And it's like, don't you want to move forward to something else, maybe alternatives, how this world could be better, maybe alternatives to maybe some critiques that people present to antinatalism, like say GSC, right? You know, you're still an antinatalist, of course, but make it more dynamic, right? Um, like maybe cover philosophy, right? Stuff like this. Don't just talk about how oh life sucks and everything. And I think a problem with that is it attracts like vulnerable people, right? So people with people maybe that are severely depressed, and it kind of becomes like a lot of them glorify non-existence as well, which I view as problematic on a number of accounts. But because you can't experience nothingness first of all, and especially for someone who's like depressed, say, forget about GSC for a second. They could end up doing something rash. I'm not going to say it because you know how YouTube is with like terminology and stuff, but they could end up doing something rash. I mean, there was an incident a couple of days ago where, not a couple of, like about a week ago, where I was actually on. I was like kind of subscribed to one of these channels, just still one of them, and I occasionally check in with their content, and basically she posted something saying, "Oh, I'm done with this life" or something, and I was just like, "Oh, I hope you're not going to do something very bad." I tried to, tell her why it was a bad idea if she was going to do something rash, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. And then I had this guy who came under the comments and was like, "Oh, stop defending this life as an NPC. Oh, she's in pain. She wants to leave. Uh, you know, she, um, don't try and convince her otherwise." Um, what else was he saying? You're saying, "Oh, don't try and tell her this stuff that oh, if you leave, something worse could happen." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, man, but it's just objectively true that if you die, I mean, you don't know where you're going to end up, right? That's not defending this life like an NPC." So, I mean, that's why I don't interact with those people anymore because it's just an echo chamber of negativity and nothingness. Like, not nothingness, but I understand the appeal, but it's just a lot of the people there are just glorifying death and stuff without considering the facts. It's like, even if you want to leave, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to do so, man. Um, and it's like, I mean, at least the tragedy's happening because a lot of people may get influenced by these ideas, and as I said before, bad things happen, right? And that's the problem with the community, is that it kind of encourages this. There's no distinction made between antinatalism and premortalism. They're completely different things, right? Saying coming into existence is a harm, which it is, right? Forget GSC for a second. Coming into this existence is a harm, right? Life is very tough, as we know, right? But that's completely different from saying that, oh, suicide is sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but death is a good thing or the way out. And it's like this guy was literally going under all the comments trying to, you know, um, prove a point, right? Trying to, say that, oh, if you're trying to talk her out of doing something rash, then apparently that's defending this life like an NPC. And he was so adamant about it. Now, of course, he did come and apologize, which was fine, but still, the point still stands that you know that's the problem that I have with a lot of these communities, and it's just kind of a reinforcement of negativity. And trust me, I don't want to be saying these kinds of things, but like I've observed these communities over years. I've been a part of them for a couple of years as well, and it's like they just talk about the same shit, man. Like here, I talk about philosophy. I do social commentaries as well, but I'm always expanding. I'm always evolving. It's like they just don't do anything, and it's sad that sometimes they may go into philosophy, but it's always dark philosophy, right? Which is not a problem. I think it's very important to cover dark philosophy, but when you do it all the time, I mean, what's the point, I mean, that's just the problem. Like, okay, so you're free from society, you go against society, this terrible society we live in, but are you doing anything with it reasonable, or are you just dwelling in your own misery? And I just view it as problematic. Um, so I mean, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. Again, I'm expecting like hate on these comments. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I've got my policy on haters, but I think that it's important to make this video because I just wanted to talk about these things, see what you guys thought about them. Um, no hate to the people, of course. I mean, again, I sympathize, especially with like social commentaries, and when it comes to antinatalism, I think it is important to get the message out there, but how you do it is also important because most people are not going to become antinatalists, but so you need to kind of change your tack a little bit, maybe talk about child free, right? If you want to convince most people, they'll never change, but um, it's just, I mean, yeah, another thing as well is there's a lot of like anger and negative emotion in these communities, right? Which is due to maybe past experiences or anger or the world, or but it's like it's kind of like anyone who goes against their position is like an enemy or something, and it's like what's the point of that, right? Um, but yeah, anyway, that's enough of that. So see you guys in the next one.